trade and have success. Find what works for you and forget the rest. Stats and probabilities is what we're about. Time to dismiss greed and doubt. Focus on the process, not the money. And the profits will flow like honey. Power Hour Live, let's start the show. Come on, trade hackers, get ready to go. 0-day options, time to make bank. Get locked and loaded, then be ready to plank. Hey!
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Hour Live. Hope everybody had a good, long Easter weekend. S&Ps, welcome back, minus 167. NASDAQ, welcome back, minus 611. Russell is the least weak, down 2.5%. It's down 48 points. Dow is down 1,200. S&P, NASDAQ, Dow, all down more than 3%. Gold up 3%, crushing through new all-time highs once again. Silver up 0.75%. Notes and bonds are red. 10-year yield bouncing up almost 2%, 4.406. Oil's down 2%. Natural gas down 6.5%. All the grains are red. Euro and the pound both up. Bitcoin is up 2.5%. So interesting to see Bitcoin kind of decoupling from tech stocks and having a big up day while tech is down big. VIX is up 17%. 34.71 is the current level. What have I done today? So I did 2 Elmos, sniped a couple Elmos for profit targets. My 1 DTE got smoked for a stop loss. So net on my 3 SPX trades, I'm down 700. And then I did, 3-day trades. Hang on, let me pull this up here. 3-day trades, 2 in MSTR. I'm up 325, and then a little kind of just short trade in BABA, plus 88. So plus 413 on day trades. And then I did just put on a bullish 1 DTE VRR, which I'll talk about here in a minute. And then lastly, my BICs are doing well. BICs are up about 2,800. I've had 3 put side stops and 1 call side stop. And then I've got 1, 2, 3 tranches still pin seeking. If I could get 3 pins, that'd be a big day. But we've got a lot of time left, so I'm not spending that money yet. That is it for me. Chad, how's your day? Looks like you need to join as a speaker, Chad. There you go.
Sorry about that. It's some tough luck day trading today. I'm 2-0 in TLCs. I had a 20% and then stopped, but it was positive. It was a green trade and then a 20-40-16 out. And 3 and 7 on Elmos between my 2 accounts. So it's not been the greatest.
You've traded 10 Elmos today?
Well, between 2 different accounts.
So some are merging at the same time?
And that, let me let's see, 1, 2, 3. 3 of them though were I closed them. They were either small winners or small losers. Didn't like price action, so yeah. So I haven't quite mastered the old Elmos quite yet.
But the entry should be pretty similar to what you're looking for with TLC.
Yeah, I think my entries just. I mean, you take a look at price action here. It's like, I've seen some places where there's been some good entries, but I don't know. I haven't quite mastered the Elmo yet, obviously. So, but I'm plus 2K with TLC, so glad to be up in that area.
Cool. All All right, so I put on a VRR 1 DTE in SPX. Pull that up. So my intention here is not to hold this overnight. My intention is we've had this nice little bounce off the bottom. So if we go back to lows a day, I'll just cut it for whatever the loss is at that point. Lows of days like 5,100, so that might be call it $700 to $1,000 loss if that happens. If we squeeze in the last hour and keep pushing, that would be ideal for this. But really, my intent is to either just kind of scale out of this between now and the close, or potentially transform it. So if we get a little bit of a continuation to the upside, I'll do that here. I'll kind of show you what I'm doing. The other thing is, Jonathan, are you on here? Jonathan W. Okay, there you are. So this would be something to consider too. The reason you mentioned in the day trading chat, what would I do? What was your question? So I don't butcher your question. If you wanted to try to capture an overnight move, what strategy would you use? Is what you said. And so I needed a little bit more information. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Are you directional? What are you trying to accomplish? Are you looking at SPX? Are you trying to catch a move in something else? Because this could be something to consider. You have a big buffer to the downside. Your max, like my max risk on this is 9,775 in this environment. I'm not really interested in risking that overnight. But like I said, I put this on with the intention of closing it by the end of the day. But VRRs can be decent things to go overnight as well. So if you're, so you're thinking more like a Rick. So you don't really have a bias one direction or the other. You want something to put on that it will benefit
Order
from a
partially
move either
filled.
way. Sounds like.
Order filled.
And I just had a BIC hit a call side. Oh, sorry, Ken. Damn it, Ken. There. No more audio for you. Now, thank you for reminding me. Okay, so if you're looking for more of a Rick, so let's just go to like the 40 delta and buy that and say, let's go 10, 20, 30. Let's just try 30 wide, see what that looks like. So I'm buying the 40 delta on the 1 DTE options, and I'm going 30 wide to sell, just to see what kind of risk reward you get on that, something like that. All right, so essentially to get out of the valley to the break even at tomorrow's expiration, you'd need about a 40-point move down or a 50-point move up to get out of the valley. You've got a max profit with one lot of a little over $1,000, max loss in the valley of almost 2,000. So that's that'd be kind of what that looks like. The other thing that you can do is if you have a little bit more of a bias in one direction or the other, like let's say you had a little bit more of a bearish bias, you could move the puts a little bit wider. So instead of 50-70, you could go down to, say, 50-60. So now you're 40 wide on the put side. You're still 30 wide on the call side. And that would look something like this. It gives you a little bit more profit on the downside, a little bit less profit on the upside, but you've got, you know, pretty similar parameters as far as what kind of move you need in SPX to kind of get out of your valley of death. So I would just kind of start there and then play around with it and then kind of, you know, build it around your assumption. Well, VRRs are directional, right? So I have a bullish bias on this VRR, and as I mentioned in this, I very rarely hold these overnight. This is for me, it's traditionally been just a day trade. I did a 1 DTE just because there's not a whole lot of premium left in the 0 DTEs, but I'm treating this like a 0 DTE trade. And I'm going to either scale out if we get a continuation bounce here before the close, or I'm going to transform it, which I don't know if you've done any of the transformer courses. But I would be doing something like this. Man, this thing is laggy with when I'm streaming. Okay, so essentially what I did is I created I'm going to get rid of this. So it's not. So essentially what I did is I created a closing order for that trade that I'm in, and I just moved the call strike that I bought at 170. I just moved that to 175 for the closing order. And so basically, if I can get filled for, let's call it, if I can get filled for, what did I get filled on the original one? 45, yeah. So if I can get filled for, let's say, 40 cents or better on this closing order, then I would be able to remove my risk and I'd have a free upside vertical that has a max profit of $2,525. But price is going to need to continue to go up between now and the close for me to get filled at that or anything close to that. Right now it's trading for $1.90. So I'll keep an eye on that. All right, getting a little pullback here in the indices. Oops. Bosch, have you back tested opening at noon? Be a really simple back test. Just change the back test that I've got to noon and see what it looks like. Bitcoin was super strong this morning, then started chopping, then fell apart, then bounced, chopped, and now it's giving a little bounce again here. Still up 2.8% though, even after the fall. So Chad, did you say are you in anything now?
No, I was looking at maybe a TLC power hour, but the premiums are just so small. It just seems like I don't know if I trust the price movement with the what's the VIX? Right now you can get 20 wide. Pretty small premiums for VIX being up 16%, but I guess there is only 30 minutes left.
30 minutes to go. Expected move is somewhere between 7 and 15. The option chains say 15. The market maker moves as 7.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm plus 2,050 with TLC on 2 trades, so I'll take a 2K a day for that with today's action. I can sense just from listening and watching some of the business channels that you could just sense with each passing day, the more and more people I think are getting frustrated with a lack of clarity on what's going to be going on.
Is that good or bad? Does that make the market move
Well,
up or down?
I mean, down today, obviously.
Yeah, uncertainty typically means
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Or has there already been so much uncertainty that it's kind of priced in? That's the question, right?
Yeah.
And it's just waiting for some good news to spring. I mean, we are, here's the daily chart of SPX. We're back below that, or we flushed below that 410 low.
Yeah, there was that pause in the tariffs 90 days, but like I'd mentioned that sometime last week, I was like, but what is that? That's just going to make more uncertainty for the next 90 days. I mean, I think until we start seeing some actual deals happening, I think you're going to continue to get a lot of volatility.
Yeah, that 90-day pause day, that's been the peak here, the short term.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised the VIX is only at 34.
All right, Elmo, going in. Switched over to the 3.5, 50 wide. The SPX, yeah, we're not real close to that. Oops. So we're at 51.29. The start of the big push up was 49.70 was the where price opened that day. So we got a little ways down before we get to the low of that 90-day pause day. $200 points, 175 points away. I guess that's really not a whole lot in today's move measures. Could be there tomorrow. Hell, we could be there by the end of today. So my Elmo was 20 wide, 655 credit, 50 wide wings. Getting a little push here.
Order filled.
That's what I wanted for my VRR, but not for my Elmo.
Yeah, that's exactly why I wasn't doing a TLC trade right there.
And stopped. That was fun.
Yeah, that's just pretty tough price action.
See if I can juice these calls. Calls aren't worth much. They're just two totally different trades, RG. I'm not trading them as a package or in relation to each other at all. They're just two separate, totally separate trades. Ideally, we would have continued to consolidate for a little bit, booked my Elmo, and then had this little bounce. But the market it doesn't always do what I want when I want it to do it. I don't understand.
Okay, so here's something that I've been questioning too with these Elmos. So I kind of was going back in and looking at some of my order history with the trade stewards. So I had one at $6.45 that got filled. Okay, so I don't see the working order in the Elmo when it's done by trade steward. So the stop was
stop. You see the working profit target though. You should.
It doesn't show up until it's like close to being filling.
The profit target?
Like right away. No, like not in toss, like in trade steward, yes.
Yeah, it should show up in toss right away because you have a 25% profit target.
I don't show any working order. There's no working order that shows whatsoever in toss.
Huh. Okay.
it'll pop up when it's like maybe within like 40 or 50 cents from being filled.
Okay.
In fact, like I think it was Moel or somebody even told me that as well. Like, yeah, you
Okay.
won't see it. But anyway, so the stop was 885. So that makes sense with two contracts. That's about a $480 loss, which is about a normal. But it says that it was canceled and I got filled at 1150. So it ends up being an 800 and some dollar loss. No. So why did it not fill the 885 and it filled at 1150? Like, here, I'll post it.
You can only Tevis. You can only use broker resting if you're trading only on a single leg. So like on a single short, you can't do it on like a short strangle.
This has happened to me more than once using Trade Steward. Because I had some really big losses last week too, and I'm like, what? Like, I thought a loss was only like, so much here. So that's what it looked like after it was stopped. Canceled and then filled like almost $3 later. Like, what? Like, that's killing my profit and loss with these Elmos.
I don't. I mean, they're
Like, I don't touch the stop. Like, it's all.
well. The stop is not resting at toss at all. It's a bot. It's an algo. It's a bot. It's just being monitored by the bot. So the fact that it says GTC right there, I don't understand why it says GTC. It's because it should be a market order. Like, let me see what mine. Well, I have my stop only on the shorts only too, so I don't know what you've done there. The one that
This
I
is just
he was on the
Moel's bot
shorts
that he
only.
shared with me.
All right, so Moel, you're gonna have to comment on that. I'm not sure what you've
Yeah,
got.
I don't know, but this has happened to me more than once since I've been
So
trading these last week.
I have my stop on the shorts only, so that if there is a big move, then I can sell my longs after the fact. All right, so here's my VRR. I could close it out right now for around 1,000. Still can't transform it, so I'm gonna close part of it here. Try to close 3 of 5. Is Moel not on here?
I don't know. I mean, instead of a $480 loss, it was a $2,300 loss. It's like I can't have that happen. Two contracts.
I see what you did there, Watson. All right, so I've got 2 left on my BRR. See if we get some more push. 5 minutes till MOC. Chad, I would post your post the bot you're using in the Trade Steward channel? I can take a look at it later. I'm sure somebody else could jump in there and help as well. I'm heading directly from Power Hour to a 90-minute massage. Started working out again. The old body's a little sore. Need a rub down.
Yeah, the stop's just a 50% stop. Fish.
Right, but is it on, it's on the full iron Condor, not just the shorts, it looks like.
Right.
Yeah, there's several settings that matter. At the money butterflies. Currently around 50 cents.
Order cancelled. Order cancelled.
Yeah, those aren't the stop settings. You got to scroll down. Those are just the strikes. There you go. MOC in 2 minutes. S&P still bouncing. See if we can get a nice MOC push. That'd be nice for my VRR. Still got one BIC that would probably hit my calls though.
One minute to the marker on close imbalance data.
Still creeping up. Maybe Pelosi got the signal for the big MOC number today.
Ten seconds.
MOC incoming here in a couple seconds.
Marker on close imbalance. S&P 500 buy side 250 million. Nasdaq 100 sell side 166 million. Dow 30 sell side
Small.
51 million. And Mag 7 buys.
try to get out of my last 2 contracts of my VRR for, I'm going to put it in an order at $3. See if it can come up and hit me. Hit me. Need another little push. Here's a little pop.
Order filled.
Trading at 240. R.I.P. Pope Francis passed away today at age 88. That's the only thing I've seen streaming on the live stream that usually shows Trump's speeches and or the White House pressers. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close my last remaining 2 VRRs here. Filled at $1.90. All right, so yeah, that last Elmo killed me. Looks like my Bix will be green, but got hit on a couple of call sides on this push up. Looks like I'll end up about, I'll have to look at what I made on my longs, but TAT showing plus 744. IB is showing plus about 1100 on my Bix. And we're still getting a little push. Five minutes until the bell. GME is making a big push. BABA is strong. BABA's up 1%.
About a 55-point move during power hour.
Big bounce in Google, big bounce in Apple, Nvidia, little bounce, Tesla. Coin went green. Nice bounce in Amazon. Butterflies are trading right around $2. I'm going to try for a 60 fly here. This kind of movement, I like this kind of movement. $60 fly should be filling. Got 3 minutes to go. Doesn't fill. There we go. 60 fly filled at $2. Man, Apple's trying to get highs of day. Apparently I closed my VRR a couple minutes too early. Tesla's starting to pop. SPX above 61. $62. Let's get above 65. 64. Nice, Elliot. You bought those today? I guess obviously. Those are 0 DTEs. Nice. That 200 million, or that 200 million got you fired up for some longs? All right, we're at 63. I need 65. Got 1 minute. Back to 60. I need to move away from 60. Back down to 58. All right, well, if we're going to go down, I need 55 then. 30 seconds. All right, there we go. Should be getting locked here. Back to 60. Ugh. And I didn't get locked.
Order cancelled.
Final 5158.13. So Mahomes will be a small loser. 5158.13. Looks like the final in SPX. As far as day trading tomorrow, Chad will be live at the Open. See, tomorrow's the 22nd. Yeah. Chad will be streaming live at the Open for day trading. We'll be back for Power Hour. Everybody have a good night. Take care. Talk to you soon.